Tongal is a creative social platform, so we facilitate the creation of video for brands, organizations, agencies, and connect them with a global community of ideators and filmmakers.
So you guys already have a community that participates in these various video projects, right?
Yep, there's a community of about 25,000 in place who are there, and the composition of them varies. I mean, it's like we were talking about in the meeting, it's sketch groups from places like Second City, it's filmmakers from film schools all over the country, all over the world, to be honest with you, animators, and just aspiring creatives. In a lot of cases, consumers that are interfacing with the brands but have tools like that flip cam and are looking to make magic with it, looking to make films with it.
Great. And can you talk a little bit about what the process for a brand is that wants to tap into this community to get some cool content going?
Take it over.
All right. Yeah, the process is they learn through the Tongal platform what the brief is. They learn what the brand is looking for, and sometimes through the brand's Facebook channels or the homepage, they basically learn what the contest is about. They submit ideas. Once they submit ideas, the brand chooses which ideas they want to move forward. The ideas move forward, and then the subset of our community that makes videos and animations then make the videos and animations for the brand.
Yeah, and it was interesting that you guys mentioned that pretty much never the person who comes up with the actual idea for the video almost never actually makes the video itself.
Yeah, that was our theory from the beginning, which was just a theory, just in being in Hollywood for a long time, was that the best ideas rarely come from the best filmmakers and vice versa, and it's now proven true 99% of the time. And more importantly, actually, the best ideas usually come from the consumers, from the outreach of the brand directly to their consumers. So engaging your consumers, like all of the buzz out there, actually does pay off.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that it's almost like a focus group when you have so many consumers talking about how they see your product.
You can. The result of that is that you can find trends, break down the demo, and drill down the data however you'd like. So you can find that there's between the ages of 18 and 34 in the Midwest, this group there's commonality, or there's specific trends or keywords that they're thinking about in terms of concepting and coming up with ideas for your brands.
Yeah, and speaking of brands, can you talk about some examples of the clients that you've worked with?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great range of clients, to be honest with you, from Allstate to Procter & Gamble to Unilever to McDonald's, to nonprofits like Kiva and Feeding America, to companies like the Ace Hardware and Duct Tape, which are, I mean, they've really all been great. They've really used the platform. The agencies as well have used the platform in really unique, creative ways, which I think has been the most exciting part for us.
Cool. And can you share any best practices based on, you've worked with such a variety of clients?
Yeah, I think it's to be open-minded. So I know that's sometimes difficult to say to a team to a legal team, but to shepherd the process and have some idea of where you want to go, but don't necessarily put the creators in a box, especially in the space of social media. Again, to the point of Facebook, not my point, but it's got to be a two-way, authentic conversation, not hammering your message or repurposing your message down, because this world is too fragmented and people are full of ADD. It's got to be something that grabs your attention, which only works, I think, when it's an authentic conversation.
And then you learn a lot from it too. Going back to the focus group idea, you learn that you learn from your community.
Right, and put money behind it. Don't expect everything for free.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good practice too.
Cool. There's one term that you used at the beginning of the presentation today when you were talking about what kind of content this is, and that you called it snackable content. Can you kind of talk about what that is and how it differs maybe from other things you might watch online?
Yeah, no, so I think, online the behavior is much different than in television. It's trust me, YouTube's trying to figure it out, where you're sitting in a passive experience on a couch watching the Kardashians for 7 hours. Online, you're generally watching content in a much different way. It's more of an opt-in experience. So you have to grab people's attention. We've obviously found that animation, irreverent, sort of humorous content works really well, or stuff that gets a creative message out and in really fast, as opposed to, again, the long, drawn-out programming, because people will tune out very quickly in the space.
You like watching the Kardashians for 7 hours?
Yeah, I'm the exception.
Oh, Zocalo confessions over here. Well, you guys are clearly experts in crowdsourcing content, bringing skilled people together to create content, but it sounds like, from what I overheard, your company was actually built through crowdsourcing also.
Yeah, we say it was the Mr. Miyagi way of learning, of painting the fence was building the company. So this gentleman who was our original funder within our company is the CEO of a company called Top Cutter. So they practice crowdsourcing in the space of computer and software programming, and just the year in which we built the platform, from the logo of the bull to the player, there was just a lot of extremely valuable lessons learned in the space of what to do and what not to do. And I think the term crowdsourcing has been bastardized in a lot of ways, where people think, oh, it's just allow the crowd to do anything out there, but it's a very delicate process, and there's a specialization of skill sets, but you have to manage the process very carefully, and it's all about different things like incentives, playing to people's strengths, and actually making something collaborative. Because I think a lot of cases within the space, people think crowdsourcing is just an individual going off into a vacuum and coming back with genius, and I don't think that works well at all. And I also think it's a very different sort of scenario, what we do, creating content, versus I'm going to find 1,000 commas in a 2,000 page book. That's kind of a very different skill set. So it's the good thing about today is that I think platforms like this allow people who are genuinely creative and talented to get discovered by people like you.
And to opt into what they're good at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. So anything new coming up with Tongal that you guys can mention?
We're pretty excited about Andy had showed stuff with Lego. Just brands like that, we're not nervous, and there's no apprehension about what the creative is going to be. If anything, it's going to be there's too much great content, because it's just such a brand with incredible brand equity, and also a cult-like following of creators, of incredible filmmakers. So the stop motion, and they work with a lot of big movie studios too, because they've licensed out the brands to Marvel and DC. So we're really excited to see that kind of content come through.
Great. Anything else you guys want to share?
Good. Love Chicago. What's our place that we went last night?
Pizza Grinder.
All right. Well, thanks for coming through Chicago and rolling through Zocalo Group while you're here.
Yeah, thank you.